Hello everyone, and welcome back into yet again another Owl House episode analysis video. Today is about Witches Before Wizards, which, no pun intended there, was by the way an even greater episode than the previous one, and that was the premiere. I'm guessing it felt like that since the startup of the series had so much to fill in within a single episode. It probably would have been better off if it was given a longer runtime as a special rather than a regular half-hour airing. And in speaking of that, that's another thing I love about this show so far, cause like Gravity Falls and DuckTales, the show will consist of half-hour episodes, not 15-minute mini episodes. And I swear, for some reason it seems like shows do much better with the 30 minutes, not including comedies of course, however. I'm speaking for shows like Star Vs. Yeah, I bet the show would have performed much better having 30 minutes airing rather than having a part A and part B structure with most of all of the episodes. I mean, seriously, it was kinda a problem from the beginning. The first half of the premiere, for example, was an interesting and upbeat episode, while the second part felt more like a filler and just there to fill up the rest of the 30 minutes on schedule. Anyways, in conclusion, the second episode of the Owl House sets a more serious, grim sense of realism into the show compared to its former one. I even somehow became even more engrossed into the comedy, Ida's character, and the mystery behind the show as a whole overall. So enough dawdling around, and as long as there are no more points to be made, let's begin the video. With my intro that soon needs to be changed. The episode starts off with Luz sleeping in, still reminiscing about her experiences while in the Boiling Isles, but then soon awakens after realizing that it was all indeed real. So much like what I had mentioned in my premiere analysis, all of these events are indeed like amphibious. It all is actually happening to the protagonist. Also coincidentally, Anne had an extremely similar experience on her first day waking up as well. Luz gets up for the morning and we can already notice certain arrangements within the room that most likely was not there before she moved in. Like the Azura poster that can be seen in the background, potentially a photo of Luz and her mother, and two bags which may or may not be an animation error of some sort. Eventually Luz confronts Ida, who obviously must not be much of a morning person and even has trouble remembering Luz without her apple blood.
Kid, lay off the details. I haven't even had my cup of apple blood yet.
You mean apple juice?
No.
Also, one other detail to take from this shot is her mug. It reads 30 and flirty, possibly indicating that Ida is in her 30s, or maybe since she's a witch, some number even beyond that. However, in just the recent episode, she makes a joke saying that her head severs from her body due to old age. Plus, she's not supposed to be human, is she? Surely she could be 30,000 years old for all we know, or it's just a random mug she uses after discovering it from the human world one day. Plus, in addition to that, was she or is she married? Because a ring can clearly be seen on her index finger, so yeah. Also, one last thing, there's this subtle Thor reference that I'm pretty confident was intentional.
Come to me! It's early.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Anyways, Luz is given her very first task, and it's to deliver all of Ida's potions to the townsfolk before sunset, or, well, she could die for being immortal.
I won't let you down, Miss Ida.
I'm sure.
On their way to one of the customers in the town, Luz asks King if there were any more humans in the Boiling Isles, to which he says he hasn't seen any other humans. And that's gonna play a major role into one of my theories very soon, so just hang on tight. Luz soon makes it to the very last delivery, but by this time feels discouraged into believing that she's destined for greatness after experiencing quite a bit of misfortunes down the way. But miraculously, Luz's hope lifts up once she witnesses a giant castle with a wizard inside who tells Luz that she may be the chosen one for bringing a celestial staff. And even when King and Ida hear about the whole ordeal, they laugh right in front of her, which of course brings her down again, making it seem as if she doesn't fit in, much like how it was for her back at home. Even after fast forwarding into the future where it's revealed that the wizard the whole time was instead a manipulative puppeteer who just wanted to trap Ida, Luz just wanted to believe for once that she was destined for something.
Luz, why would you want to live in a world where people laugh at you?
It is beautiful here.
Luz!
And you guys think I'm special.
Much like her hero in the book. And I love the talk that Ida in the end gives to Luz in order to not only motivate her, but open her eyes to reality.
Ida, how did you know that wizard was lying?
Look, kid, everyone wants to believe they're chosen. But if we all waited around for a prophecy to make us special, we'd die waiting. And that's why you need to choose yourself.
Which is one of the crucial reasons why I love this episode much more than the premiere. Ida felt more like Rick from Rick and Morty, who cares about a certain group of characters but yet pretends like she doesn't. Plus, her attitude is how a witch should be portrayed as. She's old, so most likely a bit grumpy, she's wise, and all sorts of things. She potentially even has an episode coming up about how naive she was when she was younger. So yeah, there's much to explore with her character being a witch and all. Heck, I even enjoyed the jokes within this episode better.
Hootie, where'd she go?
Hoot hoot! If you want the answer that you seek, solve my riddle within a week! Ow! Okay! She went to the forest towards Bonesborough! Sheesh!
I guess these days we're supposed to also never judge a show based on its pilot. It didn't suck, it was just night and day in comparison, to be honest. I even managed to watch the recent promo for the show and thought to myself, yep, there's definitely more to come in this show. Now enough about character development and all that jazz. Within this episode, notice how the puppeteer demon possibly uses the bodies of other humans. It could have been just something the demon simply used to appease Luz, or these could have been previous people he conned before sending them into their own demise. I also attempted to compare the human shown to be able to phase through the portal from the first episode to the same teen seen within this episode, and it's not him. Just a fun fact for anyone who was curious, such as myself. And that just about does it for me. Most ironically, however, is that Ida from the beginning did warn Luz about customers with sandals.
Remember, never befriend a man in sandals and always measure twice, cut once. Good luck!
Just saying. Now, this episode was once again more of a character development one for Luz specifically, and was enjoyable. It discussed about the nature of having these fantasy beliefs and how even for Luz in this very fictional story has to still separate magical happy-go-lucky quests to true life scenarios. And well, just like any other video, this has been ya boy, The Next Big Thing, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace!
Whoa.
The bones of the Isles. Up close, the Isles can be slimy
And very stinky.
and gross. But if you look at it from a different perspective,
It's beautiful.
Yeah,